What's up guys, my name is Zero Heroes and welcome back to more Gates of Hell news update. This is devlog 158. Now this is some very exciting news, probably actually one of the most exciting updates in a while, and that is because, as you may have seen on my community post, if you haven't, make sure you go check out my community post, which I'll put up right now, that there is officially Gates of Hell technically, or have announced, 3 new DLCs coming out to the game. Now 2 of them are smaller DLCs, and the bigger one is of course the British faction, which we'll talk about later in this news update. But it is all about the DLCs, there's nothing else to it. And also with that, it talks about the 10 years of BRTISH Studios. You've got the first name of the the smaller DLC called the Jubilee DLC. We have the Supporters Pack DLC, and we also have finally the first official name of the British DLC called Finest Hour. So if you're wanting to find out all about this information and my opinion on what I think about all these DLCs, make sure you stay tuned channel, make sure you hit and like and subscribe that button and whatever else there is to it. And without further ado, just sit, relax, it's going to be a nice long video and I hope you do enjoy it. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So it says, hello everyone, and we're back with more information about the upcoming DLCs, and we have an anniversary to celebrate with you. We've already mentioned in previous blogs that several smaller DLCs are coming first, and then we will probably release the British faction later this year. In this blog, we'll tell you everything about the Twin DLC. So 10 years of BRTISH Studios. To be fair, I can't actually believe it's been 10 years, even though I've kind of thought in my head that it was released in 2021, so that's not 10 years, but they were actually, before the studio was kind of a developing studio before Gates fell, so 10 years ago now, if you even believe that. So even though Gates of Hell was published in 2021, and even if that is our first title as a studio, we have been at it for a lot longer. 10 years ago today, we were just a few developers who decided to join forces and start up a team that would be able to develop a unique RTS game. The fact that the game has been successful allows us to keep working on it and deliver on the ever-growing expectations of our community. As a matter of fact, our game still retains the legacy built-in beta options, which you can freely enter to see how the game was played 4 years ago. That's actually incredible. So what you can do is, when you go into the settings, into the property settings of the game, you can actually change the game settings to legacy, and that will take you back to Gates of Hell when it was played 4 years ago, which was when the game was first released. So if you want to find that out, then you can do that by kind of watching my short, and in that short I'll tell you everything about how to change your different kind of modes or different beta options, or kind of which game version you want to play. So make sure to check that short out as well, which is actually incredible. I can't believe you can actually still do that. I'm actually surprised they even still let you have an option to do that, which again is still incredible, so thank you for that. In those 4 years, we've released well over 50 updates, big and small, read thousands of bug and feedback reports, and worked together with you to bring over 5,000 changes to the game. We're very proud of how far we've gotten, and I hope that you can be proud of the game we've built too. From the completely free worldwide open beta of the game in March 2021 to the last update in time for the War Game sale last month, you've been there in the line of fire with us to make sure Call to Arms Gates of Hell is the most well-played World War II themed RTT in the market today. And I 100% agree. To be honest, when I first kind of got into kind of RTS, kind of RTT war games, the first game I ever played was Men of War Assault Squad 2, and I played that for years and years and years, and it was probably, if not the best kind of strategic World War II RTS game out there. And then when that died off, when I got called that game wasn't going to be developed anymore, devastated, because you know there was going to be no more factions, no more missions. And then Gates of Hell, BRTISH Studios came along saying, right, we're going to fix that, and basically that's exactly what they did. They made a much better, much more up-to-date version of Men of War Assault Squad 2, in my opinion, and the fact that they've kind of got really historically everything accurate, well, as much as to their knowledge as they can, is absolutely impeccable, and I just love the fact that they're just able to keep updating, and even after 4, almost 5, and even 10 years, the fact that they just keep going, they're not giving up in this game, and that's what I love about it the most, the fact that they just don't give up, they keep going, unlike Gatesville, which kind of was a brilliant game and lots of people loved it, but I don't think there was enough kind of technology to, you know, to advance Gatesville into better graphics. Probably today, if the game was to come back on, then yes, I would agree that Men of Warsaw 2 could come back on, but not on another scale. Gatesville's on another scale, and it's so much better, in my opinion. Step by step, we kept developing and improving the game. The team grew to include dozens of new and talented devs, even if, to this very day, our team is still one of the smallest in the business. We think that we have one of the most loyal, knowledgeable and helpful communities in the world of gaming. We've had tremendous community support right from the early stages and all the way to present. There's no way Call Terms Gatesville would have turned out the way it did without our fantastic community. And so it's time for us to give something in return, and this time we not only want to give you something unique content, we want to also be able to give you a salute to our community, which is incredible. So thank you, and we're about to find out right now what that is. So the first kind of prize or kind of present we're getting from BRTISH Studio is called the Jubilee DLC. So what is the Jubilee DLC? As a celebration for our history, we will be releasing the Jubilee DLC, a free, so that means you don't have to pay for it, small addition to the game that will contain bonus missions, nostalgic location assets, and a bunch of Easter eggs. This package will celebrate the trajectory of the whole franchise of games made in the gem engine that eventually led to Gatesville. To us, this is the most fitting way to say thank you to all of our loyal community, and we wouldn't want to pass up the opportunity to do so. You know what? Big round of applause to BRTISH. So this is incredible. The fact that we're getting a free DLC, and to be fair, that doesn't seem very intense. And if you're talking in, you know, in the way of other DLCs, yes, is this smaller compared to other DLCs, but the fact that this is actually still quite a big DLC, considering that the fact that you get bonus missions, nostalgic locations, assets, and a bunch of Easter eggs, that is incredibly big for this game. And again, even though it's smaller if you're compared to other DLCs, it's just such a huge thing. And the fact that we're getting more missions to play along with, it gives players and it gives the community an idea of how to play different maps on, and even if these nostalgic locations, will they be added into kind of the camp, not just a single player campaigns, but will they also be added in to the other game modes in the game, which I have completely forgotten the name of and I don't know why. So you know what, this is incredible. I just want to say thank you so much, BRTISH Studios, from me, the community. It's just, you know, an amazing thing, and it's not a lot of things that developers would do, you know. So this really feels kind of like a more of kind of like a person to pair, a one-on-one type of thing to all the community out there, to all people who play this game. So thank you very much for it, and you know what, keep up the hard work, and we do appreciate everything you do, even though sometimes there'll be questionable things in updates which doesn't really make sense, but 100%, 90% of the time you get it right, and that's what's important. So you know what, thank you. And I don't know what these Easter eggs could be, by the way. If anybody know what these Easter eggs could be, I have a feeling they might be from when the game just started, you know, from back like 4 years ago. So if you know what the Easter eggs are, if you have any clue what they could be, then let me know in the comments down below, because I don't know what that is. And also, while you're down there, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button as well. It really does help out the channel. We're close to getting 3K. If we can do that before the end of the year, that'd be fantastic. And now let's move on to the next kind of DLC. So we intend to release the Jubilee DLC sometime soon. You can check out the store page here, which you can click here. So if you want to do that, you can see it for yourself. So 10 years after the first tiny steps by the 4 devs that started this project, it's time to celebrate. While we're in our 10th year, there's also every reason to look to the future. I wonder if anybody knows what this area is, or this picture is, or where it's from. Maybe France, captured France, and maybe let me know. I don't know, somebody has to let me know where this is from. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's Juliva. Romanovic and Kavana. If anybody know what that means, then let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. Now we have the Supporters Pack DLC. Now this is quite something, so let's just dive right into it. Several players and community members were asking whether we would open a way to support the game further. The answer is here. We'll be releasing a Supporters Pack DLC that will grant the players special accents, I think that's how you say it, in their public name and profile in the game as a special thank you for going above and beyond to support our project. This DLC will not contain any game content or game progression perks to ensure that there's no paywall or preferential treatment by acquiring this DLC. Rather, the supporter pack will contain out-of-game items like the Gatesville art book, Windows theme, and more. That's actually a very, very good. I like the idea of that, because as you know, when a lot of DLCs come out, a lot of developers do it so they can get money. But with that is that they release like kind of big stuff like the British faction. Like all the other DLCs in the game have been ways to get like something in game, whether it's a finished faction or more missions, more units for that faction. Whereas this is just an out of game item. So there's nothing in the game. You will not benefit anything from in the game. This is all out of game items. So just to make that super clear, this is something that will be out of game. Like I said, Gatesville art book, Windows and theme, and I will definitely be getting that because I definitely want to support this game, and I've always supported this game from the very start. As much as I may not be, playing it as much or putting out content for this game, I've still supported this game from the very start, and I stand by that for the rest of my life, basically, because this game is so much more than what any other RTS games out there, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, just to make that this is an out of game item, so just to make that 100% clear, that when you buy this DLC pack, you will not see any difference in the game. It'll be the stuff that will be out of game, like the art book, Windows theme, which I will show you in a video later on this year, hopefully, when it does come out. This package is specifically aimed at our most ardent supporters, who we believe will enjoy the artwork and other perks, such as the special behind the scenes content. Our aim for this DLC, all the proceeds of the supporter pack will go towards improving the game engine architecture further, to tackle the most pressing issues that we've been unable to address thus far, and ensure the game is as future proof as possible. Check out the store page for supporters pack here. Yeah, if anybody is really into this game and has been playing it for the very start like I have, then please do enjoy this game. Like I said, they literally did say it's for their most ardent supporters, so that's basically mean supporters who have been following them from the very beginning all the way through to now, or even for all 10 years or 4 years, wherever you've been getting them. But if you are a new player to this game and you're kind of start figuring out, don't buy this pack yet. Maybe wait, play the game a bit, buy some DLCs first, the ones that are already in the game, and such as Finished Faction or the Liberation DLC or the Scorched Earth DLC. Buy those first, and if you like it, then buy this pack, because it will definitely, like I said, this is most for the ardent supporters, and I'm definitely one of them, and I'll definitely be getting it and reviewing it as soon as possible, hopefully, if Gates of Hell allow it. And then lastly, the supporters pack and Jubilee DLC, so both DLCs will be jointly released on the 4th anniversary of our Gold Master, probably in June. So so it says in this month, or Gold Master, I don't know when this is, but by the way, I don't know when their 4th anniversary is. They did just say probably in June, so I have no idea when it is. As of recording, I don't think it's out yet, so I will keep you posted in the community chat or on my Twitter, X, whatever it's called, and I'll let you know there. In June 2021, we've put the final release date on our project and decided to keep our free playtest running until the very end, fully confident that we would launch the appraisal of the community. Today, 4 years later, we reaffirm our commitment and our passion for our project. So you can actually still play the free playtest. So if you want to do that, then you're still able to do that, and that's running until the very end, until the developers are basically confident and sure this game will properly be released, throughout the community and are happy to fully release the game. So until then, you can still play the free test until basically the very end, which I don't know when the end is, but it's definitely not going to be anytime soon. So make sure, if you don't want to play this game and you are new to this game, get playing the playtest now, as it is probably your only chance to get this game to play for free without paying it, I think, if that's how it works. And finally, I have to say, this is what I'm mostly excited for, personally, my opinion, is the Finest Hour, which is the name of the British DLC coming out later in 2025, which, as you can see, we've got a picture of a Matilda 1 here, which is very exciting. So, Finest Hour. As the community is aware, our main effort has been on the Commonwealth DLC since the end of 2023, so 2 years ago. Today we announce its name, and we can formally announce that Gates of Hell Finest Hour will arrive at the end of 2025, so that might be like November, December time. I'm not sure when, but I'm hoping soon. This title has been taken from one of Sir Winston Churchill's eloquent speeches dating back to the 1940s. Yes, I do actually remember. I remember hearing the speech a couple times through kind of history lessons in school and just kind of self-taught and watching YouTube videos. But I do remember Winston Churchill did actually mention about the Finest Hour. So if anybody wants to look that up, then go look up on YouTube, because it will be everywhere, and you can watch. Just type in like Churchill's speech in the 1940s, and it will probably mention the part where he does mention the Finest Hour. So Finest Hour will grow to be our biggest production to date, converting the entire Commonwealth action in the Western Europe from 1940 to 1945. We're sure that the long wait will be worth it, and you will soon be able to observe the scale of the production, among other things it will contain. So I really like the idea. I talked about this before, about the Commonwealth kind of campaign, and I did want it to be the African campaign, which the British took a part of. But it looks like the Gatesville are looking to cover the British faction from the Western Europe kind of campaign, which makes sense. But I hope with that they do also release the African campaign, because they released it in Medieval Rustle Squad 2. So I'm hoping they do the absolute same with this, and I'm sure they will. Maybe it's just the Western Europe is first, and maybe they might release the campaign as a separate DLC, but I don't think it should be a separate DLC. It should maybe just be part of maybe a big update, or a developer's update later on, maybe into 2026. So that is something I would love to see, but we're not sure what it is yet. So let's keep reading. So things it will contain will be British, Scottish, which I love to see. Thank you, BRTISH Studios. You have made me a very happy man knowing that the Scottish will be in there. And by the way, I 100% expect it to be brilliant Scottish acting. If you need a good Scottish actor, I'm here. BRTISH Studios, I'm here. You've got your Scottish actor right here. Canadian and Polish forces with the Commonwealth. All their voices, uniforms, equipment, and perks. Come on, I'm a Scottish person. Put me. I know I maybe won't be able to get the Scottish accent from the 1940s, but you can edit it. You can just get me in there, and then you can edit it from, like, put it to 1940s voices. But I would 100% be up for that. Oh my god, can you imagine? I'd love to voice it, but then again, it would need to be something, out of this scale. But I don't think I will. But BRTISH Studios, if you do need something, I don't cost anything. I just need food and watered, and that's it. I'm happy to do that. Complete assets collections for the Netherlands and Flanders bring novel landscape locations to the game. So I presume that will be like that'll be like Dutch kind of locations along campaigns, different locations, which will be excellent. 170 new vehicles for the Commonwealth and Germany, so that will be like Matilda 1. And Germany, though, that's very interesting. So they've already got a bunch of units already for Germany, and that included with the Liberation DLC. So the fact that we're now even adding more stuff to Germany, I think Germany's going to be probably, if not the most OP faction of all of them. Even when the Commonwealth does come into the game, Germany is just going to be an absolute powerhouse for units. Over 500 human models and over 100 equipment items for the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth nation for conquest and multiplayer in early, mid and late war. That was, I couldn't remember the name of it. It was Conquest. That was the name for it. I couldn't remember the game mode for it. But yes, that's so good. That the fact that they're adding early, but the fact that they haven't added early, you know, early war for the Americans yet, it does a wee bit concern me. So I think you should, Gatesville, you should maybe add the American early war doctrine first to the Americans before adding it in for the British before you release this. So that would be quite nice. 16 single player, 20 multiplayer, and 20 conquest maps. Oh my god, that is going to be insane. That is going to take up at least like a whole 2 nights of your life, man. You're not going to sleep for at least 2 or 3 nights. That's incredible. 20 multiplayer maps and also 20 conquest maps. Oh my god, I will not sleep for like 5 for maybe a week if I play conquest with the British, because I love conquest, and if that's a faction that I'm a part of, I will not get any sleep. So thank you, Gatesville, for that. Commonwealth and Germany campaigns spanning 1940s 1945 to a new degree of cinematics, gameplay, and detail. Now, Germany's even getting another campaign, which is amazing. I think Germany recently got a campaign or more campaigns due to the Liberation DLC. So this is going to be added even more, which is, again, insane. Germany's, again, is going to be an absolute faction review, you know, coming to the end of the year. It's coming. When we are closer to release, we will reveal the finest our store page, the trailer, and more information, which I will review later on when it does come out. So stay tuned to the channel for that. And lastly, going on to the Turkish localization, which is basically just a thanks to @RumNova, we've been able to add the Turkish language to Call to Arms Gatesville. It will be released as part of the Jubilee DLC. Thank you once again for all your continued support. So if anybody is in Turkey or does speak the Turkish language, you're now able to play Call to Arms with the Turkish language. So there you go, guys. That is everything you need to know. And lastly, or did you know, all catalogs put together, we've passed 5.0, is that 5,000 or 5.000 tweaks and changes, which is incredible. And Gatesville was a free open beta for 3 months before release. So yeah, if you've missed that I'm sorry, but I think I got definitely into that free open beta, which was amazing. But there you go, guys. That is developer vlog 153, or is it 158 of this. And you know what? Overall, my conclusion for this DLC is everything. It's just incredible. Two small DLCs, one in-game and one out-of-game DLC, and then one big massive British faction DLC, which we know the name of, which is called Finest Hour, and it'll be released later this year in 2025. So there you go, guys. That's it for today. Tell me down below in the comments, what are you looking forward to in the coming future for Gatesville? Is it the Finest Hour DLC, the British faction? For me personally, it is. Or are you looking forward to the smaller DLCs, you know, the supporters pack or the Jubilee DLC, which is kind of just a free small DLC addition to the game, which is actually excellent, so you won't need to do anything for that. But let me know in the comments down below, what are you looking forward to in the upcoming dev diary or the upcoming future for Gatesville. But I'd just like to give my thank you to Boardwalk Studio / Gatesville for just putting an amazing amount of work to this game, and I'm definitely committed to keep uploading more videos now that the game is getting more exciting. And it's always been exciting, but the fact that it's now we're getting properly with good updates. But sorry, I keep saying like the stuff in the bad has been bad. It hasn't. Gatesville has been amazing all the way through, but I'm gonna try and be committed to upload more videos for Gatesville, and hopefully that'll keep continuing for the rest of my career. But on that, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and always support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.